Chapter 7. Here, I say, take this, as I slump against the wall and pass Eloise my snowboard whilst I dig around in my pocket for the key to our chalet door. Eloise thumps the light above us as it flickers feebly over the porch until it finally stabilises enough for me to see what I'm doing. After a bit of jamming, the metal in the right direction, the key edges itself into the gap and there's a satisfying click as the door opens and we're greeted by the warmth of the interior. "Can you smell burning?" asked Carl, arriving behind us, looking equally shattered. "Stinks." I sniffed the air, taking my snowboard from Eloise and dumping my things in our room. My feet are killing me from standing behind the coffee shop counter all day, and the scrapes and bruises of my earlier collision with Dan this morning are beginning to reveal their true colours. Carl chucks his keys on the table. "You're not at the club tonight?" asked Eloise, pushing aside some of the mess from the chairs and dusting off the table. "Nah," says Carl. "I was, but the place was dead. It usually is on the first night after the guests arrive. Guess they'll all be eating out in the restaurants and at the chalets, but I expect it'll heat up in a few days' time. Besides, I've been there most of the day, just stocking up and cleaning the bar and stuff. Be nice to have a night off for once." "Aren't those Nicholas's?" says Eloise, moving a heap of clothes from one of the chairs so she can sit down. Carl and I do the same thing, the three of us frowning as our eyes turn to the sight of Miriam, obliviously dancing around the tiny chalet kitchen, headphones on, stuffing her face with the last of a bowl of food. And I'm glad that Nicholas isn't here to see the state of the place, or his new Team Sweden Olympic Trials kit draped carelessly in a pool of whatever it is that Miriam has been making. "Oh, hey, cuz," she says cheerfully, pushing her headphone away from her ear and spooning the last mouthful onto her fork. "Totally didn't hit you come in." "Are you kidding?" says Eloise, fighting to keep her cool as she rubs her brow. I can understand why she's mad, because I'm mad too, and so is Carl. The place was spotless when we left for work this morning, and not only is Miriam totally not bothered by the dirty dishes mounting in a half-filled sink of murky grey water and the amount of mess in our kitchen, but she's used up the last of the food from the cupboard and not even saved us anything to eat, or offered to reimburse us for what she's taken. "Great," says Carl, "and the store will be closed now. Guess we're on takeout again then." Eloise sinks down in her chair, resting the back of her head against the wood and rubbing her tired eyes with the heel of her hand. "Oh, I'm pooped," she says. "Can you just pick me up and drop me on my bed? Wake me tomorrow for work? I swear I've got nothing left to give." "I know exactly how you feel," I say. "Should we get some takeout for Nicholas, do you reckon?" I ask Carl as I put the lid on an empty bottle that's on its side on the table. It's one of Nicholas's nutritional supplement drinks, a gift from a potential sponsor that he's supposed to be checking out in case he gets selected for the next Winter Games. Carl nods his head, lifting his legs onto a nearby stool. "Might need to put it in the safe at work though," he grins. "Only place it'll be safe." Miriam is still dancing around the small space, noise-cancelling headphones on, opening the fridge door and surveying the shelf, then opening the other cupboards to see what she can find. "We got anything for pudding?" she asks loudly, head nodding in time to the beat of her music. "I'm starving." "Can you bring some arsenic back with you too?" Eloise says, jokingly, nudging her head in the direction of Miriam. "Actually, scratch that. I might just use it on myself instead." "What do you fancy anyway? Not sure what'll be open," asks Carl. "Actually," I say, "would you mind doing me a favour? Since we've got to go out to get food anyway, could you give me a lift to the hospital? I'd like to check on William, see how he's doing, make sure he's not alone. Must be awful lying in hospital and knowing there's nothing anyone can do to save you." Carl nods his head and reaches for his keys from the table. "Sure," he says. "Might as well come with you. For a bit of moral support, we can see William, see if he needs anything and pick up some takeaway on the way home." Eloise drops her head on her shoulder, adjusting her position in the chair slightly. "Oh, I'll stay here," she says. "I'm too knackered to move, but I'll try and sort this place out while you're gone. Salvage what I can of Nicholas's stuff. The last thing he needs is to come home and find it all trashed." Miriam throws her bowl and fork in the sink, swaying from side to side and fiddling with her hair. "Right," she says. "Smell you later. Don't wait up. Gotta go see my new boy. You gotta meet him. He is so lush. See ya." And just like that, Miriam is gone, dressed in stuff she's pilfered from Nicholas's wardrobe, no doubt without his permission or say-so. I can't believe you guys are related, I say sarcastically, jaw dropping to the ground at the cheek of Miriam and how much she takes her cousins for granted. Well, let's just hope Nicholas is right, says Eloise, that she'll be gone as soon as she's found a new sucker to sponge off. Oh, sooner the better, says Carl, or there'll be another attempted murder. Hers,